Scruff for the Neck TV live on Twitch. I'm Jack Wood. Give it up for Helen. Absolutely fabulous, weren't they? I don't know if that's the correct way to thank a post-punk band. Actually, absolutely fabulous. But I felt they were. But right now, we're going to take a little turn for something different. We're going to go a bit folksy. And why the flip not? It's Wednesday night. You don't always have to be intense. Let's have a little chat with the delightful Clara Mann.
Hi.
How are we?
I'm good, thank you. It's lovely to be here.
Oh, it is, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
nice to be outside.
It so is, yeah.
What was really enjoyable is that I didn't know. So basically where we are in Manchester, so you know, there's a little like bar and pizza place outside. And the first time I met Clara, it's when she was hopping over the road to get a slice of pizza. How nice does that feel, though?
It was a huge slice of pizza as well. And I had to just eat it with my hands because there was no cutlery.
Has to be done. But that's the freedom we're getting because this is work and we're allowed to do this. It's all COVID safe, guys. It's fine. So yeah, it's a delight. And obviously Twitchers, if you've got any questions for Clara at any point, do get in touch. Do let us know all the things that are happening. We can see it. We know what you're saying. We've had claps already from Amber. Thanks so much, Amber. We love it. So, Clara, it's been an interesting lockdown for you. Just like Helen, you've sort of had quite a productive lockdown, some might say.
Yeah, I was chatting to them about that actually, and we were both saying like we're re-emerging into live music in quite a different place to where we were when we went into lockdown.
Yeah.
So quite different kinds of bookings. It's really exciting. I'm really happy to be here. Because
you were signed, was it during lockdown or just before?
I signed with Sad Club just before, or I was sort of talking to them. Sad Club Records are based in London. They're a DIY cassette label.
Yeah.
So I was talking to them before lockdown, but I think we had to sort of scale back maybe on plans for obviously live gigs and stuff.
Of course.
Because of lockdown. And actually it's just been very peaceful and really exciting at the same time, doing all that stuff from home, remotely. It's quite a different experience to what I'd imagine putting out an EP must be like otherwise. But no, it's been really lovely.
Because you put out an EP this February, didn't you?
Yeah, so I put out my debut EP, Consolations, on mid-February, and 2 singles before that.
And those were the singles that were also on the EP?
Yes. So Thoughtless and I Didn't Know You Were Leaving Today I put out in the months leading up to that. Yeah.
They're powerful songs. Did you write them during lockdown?
No, I wrote all of those before lockdown. Maybe I Didn't Know You Were Leaving Today was moving towards lockdown.
Yeah.
But all pre-lockdown, so quite a different mood. I was probably in quite a different place than we all have been over the last year.
But they're quite like, but they're all recorded during lockdown remotely.
Yes. So I recorded them at home on like a home mic on very basic software, and arranged them with Felix MB. And then I sent them over to Ben Spike Saunders, who mixed and part produced the EP, and we did it from our separate bedrooms.
Yeah. Does that feel really weird? Because I think actually it really works on the album. This like sort of nearly like sparse sound makes like the emotions on it kind of come more to the surface. But is that how you envisioned it?
Yeah, it was definitely always going to be a slightly lo-fi EP. I wanted the intimacy of lo-fi recording, and so it made sense doing it from home. I was never that interested in doing it in a studio, and also just felt more relaxed doing it at home, I think, because it was my first big release. It just made sense, and I had a lovely time doing it. It was a bit lonely sometimes, but
yeah. But what's interesting is because you're quite early on in your sort of artistic career, and you've already put out an EP. What was the reason to put an EP like in a way so soon?
Oh, instead of like individual singles?
Yeah, because a lot of people go through singles and singles and singles.
So I had put out a couple of demos on Bandcamp, just self-releasing those for fun, really. I didn't expect anything to come of them. But I think I was at a point where I was like, okay, I think I know what my sound-ish is going to be like. And an EP just seemed to make sense. And I had a collection of songs that were coherent as a collection for me. And I thought, well, just why not?
Yeah. But it works. It's beautiful. And like I sort of describe the songs as, I've written them here, sort of like folksy daydreams that soundtrack emotions.
Thank you.
It's sort of like, I don't know if they're directly linked to your live, like, because Thoughtless seems to be a lot about sort of Well, I guess you should describe it, really. I shouldn't.
It's interesting because I think I've had like a lot of those words associated with the music, like daydream and things. And it's true because I understand there is a kind of dreamy quality to particularly that kind of recording and the very sparse arrangements. And maybe it's something to do with the things people associate my voice with. But actually, for me, those songs are like you say, powerful songs, I hope.
Yeah.
And there's a strength in them that I would hope also comes through. But I've sort of wrapped them up in lots of layers of daydreams, maybe.
But it seems to be a way for you to explore those emotions in a way that you might not be able to do if you just directly attack them. So in a way, it's an easier way for you to, as a vehicle.
I think so.
suppose.
And they are more than being sort of intense moments for me, those songs all written in one. They're definitely kind of distillations of feelings I've lived with or thought about for a long time. So I hope that comes across in them.
I think there's some really powerful like lyrics in this. Like I was just picked out a few. Like on the Thoughtless, you say, "I like to feel I'm needed, but I think I need to leave," which is such like. I mean, a lot of people would have felt like that. Like it's quite hard to like maybe like bare your soul on that.
Yeah, I think so. Thoughtless was the first song I wrote off that EP.
Oh, really?
And my favourite, probably. I don't know if you're supposed to have favourites. But that was my favourite. Actually, that lyric in particular got picked up by like a kind of Tumblr-y Instagram like lyrics quotes hearts account, and I liked it, and they like posted on their story like, "Oh my god, Clara Mann liked." It was a real joy.
There you go. You become one of those instos.
I'm going to be an
inspos?
influencer.
An influencer. There we go. But there's like so many of these like powerful, like on Station Song, "I want back all the time that I spent on you" is like something that a lot of people would have felt. And it actually reminded me of this tweet that went viral ages ago, where like a man tried to get a refund on a date he'd had with this woman because he felt like he'd been shortchanged. Like he spent all his money. It's like, well, we didn't get on.
That
though.
was my tweet.
Yeah, it was your tweet. I think this is your way of doing it, artistically being like, I want the money back. But yeah, a lot of these sort of seem to be about getting to know yourself and your worth. Has that come through like past relationships and stuff? Is that where you're writing from?
I think actually this is quite an egocentric EP in that it's more than that. It's more like I don't feel like I'm entitled to write about other people particularly. That's not my experience. It would always be bias, from my point of view. So I try to write about the way I relate to those people more. I don't think I do it consciously, but I think that's what comes across in the songs, I hope. And like what I've said quite a lot about the EP is it comes often from a feeling of being apart, and whether that's my setting myself apart from other people or just or it happening just like that organically. I don't know. It depends.
But that's interesting because do you think that's why it's touched so many people by releasing it in lockdown? People are like, oh my God, yes, of course.
I think probably like I felt with the first single there was I Didn't Know You Were Leaving Today, which is very much about loneliness or feeling apart, that it had maybe the reason people liked it was because it struck a chord in lockdown particularly, and I really don't want to be someone who makes like lockdown music.
No, well,
but
who does?
I think
because no one wants this, because then your career depends on this carrying on.
But no, I think it did strike a chord, I hope, in that way.
I like what you did there. Look at her. Firing on all cylinders already. But speaking of chords, what I found really interesting is when I was like reading into you, is like you're so natural on guitar. It's like you're classically trained and everything, but you're actually like a piano teacher, and your mum was a piano teacher.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
There is no piano on any of your music. Why?
So I'm quite early on in my relationship with the guitar, I definitely was when I wrote these songs and wrote the guitar parts. I think. Like you say, I'm a piano teacher. I was classically trained on piano. I don't have that with guitar. I think I liked approaching the guitar with a degree of naivety and exploration. So in the piano, it felt like my hands were moving in quite predictable ways. I knew where I was
just too
going.
good at piano. Is that what you're saying? I was just a bit. People wouldn't be able to get it.
Good. No, but like the chords were so predictable and cheesy because I have played so much piano in my life, and it was nice to have a kind of like, oh, what's going to happen next with this chord on guitar? Yeah, I think that's why I like playing guitar. But it's changing because, obviously I've become more experienced with the guitar. So my relationship with the instrument and my arrangements is changing. And it's interesting approaching my writing now from that point of view, from slightly more experience.
So you're going to have to start a new instrument for the next EP.
I'm going to learn the
your trombone
mouth
EP.
organ.
Can't remember that trombone. But Ems asks an interesting question. Who would you most like to collaborate with?
I don't know. Like,
because you write with other people.
I don't.
You don't?
write with
I
other
thought you
people.
wrote with, like you said, you arranged stuff with Felix.
Yeah, so I write all my songs and then I take them to Felix and to Ben sometimes, and we write like instrumental arrangements together.
Yeah.
But I do mostly write on my own. Yeah, I think I'm at a stage where my writing is still like I'm learning about my relationship with my songs, and I think bringing someone else in on that process would disorient me. Probably. Yeah.
But who? Like, let's
Yeah, I
say
was just trying to
you've
dodge the
got,
question.
you've got. Yeah, I'm not going to let you. Ems asked a question. She wants the answer. So you're comfortable with your writing.
I'd
Who are you
probably
going to go
go
with?
for Evil Cutler. Have you heard of him?
No,
He writes
sounds
songs called
dark.
like, this might be wrong, I Love Bugs, and like he likes singing about things like wooden spoons, beetles, like very everyday things. They're brilliant songs. I would recommend them.
Oh wow, amazing!
Still going, I think.
Reminds me a bit of Cosmo Sheldrake then.
Oh,
a bit of
yeah,
naturalist sort of stuff.
Yeah, I do really love Cosmo Sheldrake's music. He recently did that record that's just like bird song mixed into harmony and melody.
Mad.
It's mad.
Yeah, but in a brilliant way.
Yeah, but it's like, what a piece of art to have produced in your life. I'm so in awe of it.
Yeah. Well, again, another possible collaboration in the future. I mean, that's an instrument you haven't tried yet, birdsong. So maybe that's the next EP as well. I feel like we need to get to know you more. And I know that you do like a lot of art, you do knitting, you do ceramics and things like that. So I thought we could get the old whiteboard out and I could learn more about you by getting you to draw some answers.
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Yes, might be
Okay.
embarrassing, but it's possible.
There's a whiteboard down the side of the sofa there. I can't grab it. I'll lean
No
over this way
worries.
while you grab.
Is there a pen? Yes.
We are COVID safe here, don't you worry. It's all been wiped down and what's not. So I want you to draw me a few different things. I've got these things written down. First of all, could you draw me something that just makes you happy? Something that brings you joy? You can talk me through it as you draw if you want.
I am really into knitting at the moment, so I'm
Really
probably going
into
to
that.
draw or try and draw some knitting. I've been
Okay.
knitting as a long-term lockdown project.
Because your EP wasn't enough.
Yeah. I like to do both at once with all four of my hands, play guitar and knit. And yeah, I've been knitting this sweater vest. I'm not gonna lie, it is quite a slow project.
Because you wear a lot of sweater vests on your actually on a lot of your promo pictures. I've noticed.
Yeah,
Is this
so-
because you're going to spice up the promo pictures?
I just want loads of different coloured ones.
The
That
yellow
was
one's
actually-
lovely.
it
If
is
you've
beautiful,
not
isn't it?
checked out Clara's yellow tank top, I'd say go for the EP first, and then this is a nice follow up. It seems to go with it. I got quite a yellow feeling from the
Thank
music.
you.
Weirdly,
I think
it's quite warm.
It's quite a merry colour, which I think is not something people say a lot about my music. Is it's merry?
I think it's warm though. Your music
Yeah.
is warm. It's comforting in a way.
Yeah.
So let's see the knitting. Oh, that's really good. We're not. I'm not picking up my whiteboard after that because we saw my drawing last week. Meg's Ryan saying I need that yellow jumper.
Yeah, it
could
is
you
it's
auction it off
from-
possibly?
No, it's mine, but it's from Monkey. This is
From Monkey.
unsponsored. But it's from
Unsponsored.
Monkey.
Thanks, Monkey.
And actually, it was styled, that shoot, by Tallulah, who runs Sad Club Records, and she did an exceptional job. And she suggested the sweater vest. I'd love to take credit for it.
No,
and I
it's-
do now
it's
own
theirs.
it.
Yeah.
But it was her idea.
The things you get when you're an artist. It's brilliant. And we had to compliment your earrings. Fabulous,
you.
aren't they? I mean, what have I become? I keep going through people's outfits. I'm Jock Wan right now. But
Yeah, they're huge, aren't they?
yeah, I really like scientific petri dishes. I really
Yeah.
like them. They're sort of scientific.
I think, like, if I was at a tea party and someone happened to break their teacup saucer, I would be able to dive in with these and help them out.
Very Alice in Wonderland. I like it.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm going to have to make you rub that out now because I want you to draw something that inspires you.
Can I not just draw the knitting again?
No. No repeats. Not having the repeats. I'm going to try and draw something that inspires me.
Okay.
I drew a pint last time and I want to draw that again. But I can't. Something that inspires... It's quite a difficult question I've asked
It's really
it of myself.
hard, yeah.
Do you know what? I know what I'm going to draw. This little person here. She's gone to bed now. Because it's past the bedtime. There we go. I've drawn. This is my mum. Inspires me every day. What a lovely woman. This is for free, that. And not just because I've got to. I owe a lot of money. You know, that's what I'm doing. This is the payback. You owe someone money. You draw them live on Twitch. Invaluable. So what are you sort of going for? That things that inspire you?
I've drawn. I'm going to try and put this pen.
I think yours again looks a lot better. I think it's good this because you get to see the comparison. This looks like, you know, like if I was being interviewed, being like, yeah, I can see why he killed.
Mine is. I'm going to show it really quickly, so not many people can see it. Okay.
Oh, no, that's lovely. Is that?
It's this is paint.
It's paint.
But it's sort of a representation because I think a lot of my songs are quite visual, and like I look at paintings a lot and pictures. So I'm quite inspired by color as well. Like there's a lot of images.
Yeah, I think I've read there's like a specific artist that's sort of like helped to inspire, that deals with like light and shade. That helps to inspire.
That was Sorolla, I think is pronounced.
God, you pronounced it. That's why I didn't even go near it.
He's a Spanish artist. And I went to an exhibition around the time I was writing the EP. And I'd been desperate to see his work, and this exhibition just happened to come up. And I went on my own, and he uses, I think it's oils, and he does these incredible paintings of the sea and the beach in Spain, particularly of people in motion around the sea, so like sheets or clothes in the wind by the sea. And the way he paints light is just incredible. I found it so inspiring, or just it really moved me and stayed with me. So I think I drew, maybe there were similarities between the way I wanted to talk about light in some of my songs, or even just emotional connections that I had in common with the way the light fell on the water.
Oh wow!
So yeah, I was inspired by that.
Well, you've also mentioned water then as well. You said water is a constant sort of theme throughout the EP, with like the ups and downs of it, the rhythm of it as well.
So
and is that partly because of your upbringing? Because you were brought up in France?
Yeah.
Where's the accent, Clara? Where's the accent?
I grew up for a while anyway, in a village in the south of France, and we lived by the river Lot.
Oh, it sounds so
picturesque.
picturesque.
Was beautiful, yeah.
Oh.
And I miss it. But the river was very much a big part of everyone's lives. The whole village, the life is centered around it.
Yeah.
So I think we left that place, my family left that place a while ago now, but it really stayed with us all, and particularly me in my pictures when I was little, or my songs now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think water, and particularly running water, like the passage of time, stayed with me.
And is that also when you were in France that the sort of the choral music
sort of I think partly because the village was quite a religious village, because Catholicism is still very strong in that part of France.
Yeah.
And so we'd occasionally go to church, not particularly religious, but
just for something to
interested in
do.
that. Exactly.
Why not? Sunday morning, what are you going to do?
But I had a lot of choral music, and I also just like sang a lot of choirs when I was little, and massively, really, really influenced my music, I think. Particularly if you listen to Station Song, obviously that won't happen tonight because there's only one of me. I can't do all the harmonies.
Teaser! It's not happening, guys. So all those questions on the Station Song, gone.
So those choral arrangements really stayed with me, and I think also my vocal style probably is quite influenced by choral music and religious music.
Well, I guess that's sort of where you got your first sort of training in a way.
Yeah.
Which is really powerful. There was this bit that I really wanted to know. This is just for me.
Yeah.
There's this bit in Thoughtless where you kind of take like a breath or go like, like a hum. And
like that.
Yeah, sort of. And it's just like a break in the lyrics, and you stop and do that. And then it sort of carries on. Like, was that intentional? Or
oh, yeah. Okay.
Comes through. It's nearly like a breath clear, but it's sort of within the song. And
yes.
I just like, I've been listening to it being like, what? Like, not to sound horrible, what is the reason for this?
No, of course. It was partly an intimacy thing. I think it makes it sound almost like it's live, which I really liked. I like the idea of someone being in the room with me whilst I'm singing it, and the audience feeling like that, the listener. I think there's a lot in that song as well about breath and breathing and the rhythms of breathing. And so maybe that moment for me was suddenly some kind of obstruction to that rhythm. And I was like, I'll leave it in.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it was just really tantalising me.
My mum was like, why have you left that in?
I think the thing is, like, you don't always notice it.
Yeah.
When you notice it, it's there. And it's so, like, everyone will be going through and listening to Thoughtless being like, I didn't see that bit. Now you will, and you'll not be able to unhear it. It is there, and it's beautiful. But there was this really lovely interview you did not that long ago where you mentioned that if you were stuck, like, in lockdown again, who you'd most likely want to be stuck in lockdown with was...
was Mrs. Tiggywinkle of the Beatrix Potter story.
Who is... I've
hedgehog.
done my research. A hedgehog with a
Yeah.
lovely little outfit.
bonnet. Yeah.
Yeah, why
I
not?
actually took that question, and now you're saying it, I'm reevaluating slightly. I took it as what... I think the question was, what is your lockdown character, as in... But I took it as... Who do you see yourself as in lockdown? So I said Mrs. Tiggywinkle. And for background, so she's the hedgehog in the Beatrix Potter stories. And the reason I love her is because there's a ballet of the Beatrix Potter stories, which is beautiful and I would recommend. It's really an exceptional
I feel
piece
so
of art.
cultured talking to you, Clara. I've got so many tips now. I can't wait to go to the ballet and by the south of France.
And there's just a really lovely sequence of her hanging up her washing, like doing the ironing, and that's all we've been doing over lockdown, really.
Yeah, it's just damn wholesome. I love it. But with that in mind, I thought we'd play a game of what I'm going to call Potter or Rotter, where basically I've got a list of Beatrix Potter characters. They're either real or fake. So if they're real, it's a Potter. If they're fake, it's a Rotter.
This is my dream quiz.
And
I was born for
you've
this.
got to tell me if they're real or not. So first up is Tommy Brock. He's a grumpy badger. But is he real or is he fake? Is he a Potter or a Rotter? Tommy Brock.
I think he's a rotter.
You think he's a Rotter?
Am I wrong?
That man's real. That grumpy badger
no.
exists. I'm afraid
So
not.
embarrassing.
Potter, cheeseball was straight in. Didn't know it was.
Cheeseballs also said I need to start meditation classes.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that means they want me to run them rather than take them.
Oh, well, you can interpret it whichever way you like. Good old cheeseball. Stephen Thrump, a well-groomed cockerel. Is that a Potter or a Rotter? Straight away, M. Bantam's gone for
I think
Rotter.
I'm going with rotter as
Going
well.
for Rotter as well. What are we saying, Twitch? We've only got one from M. Bantam there. Are you saying it? Have you seen through me or have you not? We'll see. It was a Rotter. I made that up.
Lord.
Because I like the idea of Thrump. Cheeseball got it right as well. Amiable guinea pig. Guinea pig with a nice hat.
I think that's a rotter.
I think that's a Rotter.
But I don't know, but it's a silly name.
It is a
either
silly
way.
name. Who'd be called Amiable? Imagine if you
Yeah.
got an argument with someone called Amiable. Absolute
I also
nightmare.
don't remember guinea pigs being in the Beatrix Potter stories, but I might be wrong. It has been a while.
Everyone's gone for Rotter. That was Potter, baby. Yeah.
This
I
is
got
so
you.
embarrassing.
The old Switch. Take that, Twitch, as well. Yeah, Space Cavern.
We're all
you
going
thought
down
you got
together,
it.
it's
you
fine.
didn't. Well, have a little Google. I mean, keep watching Twitch, but have a Google. Okay.
People are furious about this.
Prideful jackdaw.
I think that's a real one.
Prideful. Jackdaws are quite prideful, aren't they?
Potter.
I think that's a Potter. Prideful jackdaw. What are we saying, Twitch? Oh, you're too embarrassed now, are
If
you?
I get all of these
Too
wrong, it's going to be
embarrassed.
awful.
I know. This is the worst thing to happen. I feel like I really led you up. So you've gone for Potter. I'm rioting. There is no way. Potter. Cheeseball's agreeing with you. M. Bamford's going no way. Prideful jackdaw is a Rotter. I made that one up.
I'm losing my pride here.
I'm Beatrix Potter.
I'm not allowed to talk about this stuff with my friends because I talk about it too much, but I'm losing my reputation.
Oh, let's hope they're not watching. Oh, let's hope they are. Timmy Willie. Dormouse with an appetite.
When does this part of the interview end?
Never. This is it till you play. In fact, we're going to cut a little bit into your set. This is the last one. Timmy Willie. Timmy Willie. It's fun to say. Give it a go.
Is it?
Potter, maybe? Says Cheeseball 78.
Potter?
You're going for Potter?
This is a group effort now.
It's a group effort, yeah. I mean, they're all agreeing with you. They're going for Potter. It was Potter. That one was real.
Yes.
I won't put willies into it when it's not necessary. So when it comes to, I mean, we didn't even finish the other game. That's how into games I am today. So I want you to draw one more thing for me. And this one, so if that inspires you, does this just be quite a nice one? Especially in lockdown, I've been doing a lot of cooking.
Yeah.
Sort of, well, I did at the start and now I just live off noodles. But what's your favourite food?
Over lockdown, generally?
Well, I'll let you decide. I don't want to pinhole you.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Let's go for it. I'm going to draw my favourite food. I'm a simple man from humble backgrounds. And I know what I like. And that is saucy toast. And by that I mean... Oh no, it's taking more circles than I thought, guys. Be prepared for this. If anyone can guess what I'm drawing, saucy toast with lots of circles. Beans on toast. Love it, mate. You're hungover. Beans on toast. You're not hungover. Beans on toast soaks up the beer. You know, it's just a good time to have. And anyone can cook it. If you burn beans on toast, you've got a problem. You've got serious problems. So that's why it's my favourite food. But anyway, this is not about me.
Mine is, drawn this. Cooking for.
Stop showing me up. Wow. Can we hang this up? Can we? She's put light and shade in it. She's been to the exhibit. She's absorbed it. It's not just in her songs.
But I actually
hold that back up with pride, Clara.
It's actually quite ambiguous because it is just a saucepan. But in the saucepan is risotto, which is the first thing I learned to cook, and my dad taught me. And I'm pretty sure it's the only thing he can cook.
Is your dad French?
He's not. Both my parents speak French, but neither of them is French.
But they're false.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see where it goes.
But he taught me to make risotto.
Yeah.
And so I can make pea risotto. I can make lemon risotto.
Lemon risotto?
I can make courgette risotto. I can make pea, lemon and courgette.
I'm guessing you're vegetarian by this.
Nope.
No,
you
very
much
just
not.
love the veg.
I just can't cook meat.
Love the veg. I will eat Miss Periwinkle if I have to.
It's Tinky-Winkle.
Tinky-Winkle, it's all the same. Hedgehog's a hedgehog. That would be a nightmare. But you know what? I don't want to keep you much longer. So what are we expecting from the set today? Because there's 2 guitars, but one of you. So is something magic going to happen?
I'm going to play both at once. So the whole EP is actually written in one tuning pretty much. And then since then, my writing has grown, I think, or just I've explored the guitar more, like I said. And so there are quite complicated tunings from my point of view. And because there's no energy from the crowd, although I'm hoping to get it on.
There's loads of energy. Energy, guys. Energy. Bring it on.
I need to just have something to make tuning easier. So I've got 2 lovely guitars, my 2 lovely on-stage friends. And I'm just going to be switching between them a bit. So everyone just bear with me.
I'm very excited. Give Clara all the love you can, guys.